Hello students and welcome back to our English expressions video series. In this 22nd Idiom of the Week video, we're going back to idioms. We're talking about a particular idiom that I enjoy that is very relevant in terms of usage. I think you'll hear it a lot or in some form. We're going to talk about similar idioms to this one, but we're going to discuss spill the tea in this latest Idiom of the Week video. We're going to discuss some examples, how it's used, when it's used, and just so you all know, we're not actually spilling tea. We're not ruining any tea. I love tea. I drink it quite a bit myself, especially in the fall and winter. We're not spilling tea physically. We're not, spilling a cup of tea here or a kettle of tea or a pot of tea, but we're talking about spilling the tea. What does it mean in the idiom in English to spill the tea? So we're going to discuss this idiom, spill the tea. My name is Ben with English from A to Z.com, www.englishfromatoz.com, and let's get started. So, the idiom of the week, spill the tea. The meaning is pretty simple, but it's a little confusing. But basically, when somebody says, let's spill the tea, or can we spill the tea, or I want to spill the tea, or I spill the tea, it's to let someone else know the juicy details, maybe not juicy, but the details of gossip, they could be juicy or, in other words, of interest. It's not been confirmed that it's true. So you have to be careful. Gossiping, I don't recommend it, but people do it a lot. And sometimes we don't think we're gossiping, but we are. But basically, when you spill the tea, the information is of interest or of use to the people hearing the conversation or listening to the conversation. So it's basically a form of gossip to spill the tea. And I want to make sure you all know this is not verified information. We don't know if it's true, but it's what the person heard or saw or witnessed to some degree, whether they heard it or saw it with their own two eyes. We don't know if they're telling the truth. That's gossip. If you trust the person, it's likely they're telling the truth, but it is gossip. It's conjecture, in other words. In English, meaning we don't know if it's true, but we have to see it for ourselves or hear it from another person. If we can't hear it ourselves from the person who said what they did. So we have two examples here. Number one, Maria told Jan, her friend, let's say, that, and this is an error on my part. I apologize. I caught my own error. Maria told Jan that she would spill the tea about what happened at the prom dance last night if she promised not to tell anyone. Okay, so Maria told Jan that she would spill the tea about what happened at the prom dance last night if Jan promised not to tell anyone. And I'm referring with she to Jan. So apologies there, that should be an S here. Sometimes we all make mistakes, but basically, Jan doesn't know what happened at the prom dance last night. Maybe she didn't go. And for those of you who are like, what's prom? Well, it's basically like a high school dance for people in their second to last year, their third year, I should say, or their fourth year. Or in U.S. English or American English parlance, we say their junior year of high school or their senior year of high school. So this is just an example, right? Didn't actually happen, but Maria, our character here, our person, told Jan that she would spill the tea about what happened at the prom dance last night if Jan, or she, promised not to tell anyone. So you're trying to say this thing that happened that you saw or that you witnessed privately. But gossiping is kind of, maybe Marie didn't interpret what happened correctly. She could be telling, not a lie, but she could be embellishing or not exactly. She doesn't, it's when it's kind of like playing telephone. If you've ever played that game, you're telling somebody this thing, but then the story gets changed when you're telling the next person of the story. So it's kind of spilling the tea is basically telling somebody the gossip of what happened. Maybe you don't know the full story or you don't know the full details. My second sentence here is while spilling the tea, and I made another error. Excuse me, folks. Spilling should be with two L's here, so please correct me at home. I do apologize. I'm usually pretty on the ball, but we all make mistakes. That should be two L's, so I have to catch my own errors next time. But number two, while spilling the tea can be fun to do with your friends or family, it's not as fun when you are the person being gossiped about. And gossip isn't just another word for the idiom of spilling the tea. So Think of it this way. Do you really want to gossip about other people, even if it's with your friends or family? Maybe you can't help yourself and you do it here and there, but it's not as fun when you're the person being gossiped about and you don't know it. So remember that. It's not necessarily a bad thing spilling the tea, but gossip can be hurtful and you could be telling a lie potentially. So it's not as fun when you're the one being gossiped about or when they're spilling the tea about you. So that's why I use this example. Can be a little bit, not the best thing to do when you're being spilled the tea about. Or you're spilling the tea, it could be used against you. Now, how it is used when gossip, otherwise known as unverified details of a situation, are talked about by someone who was there or can say what happened, though, with some certainty. Not all certainty, but they may get some details wrong. They're unverified. But gossip is it's not necessarily false, but it's not necessarily true. It's just that person's line of events or their perspective on the events that happen. They may not see the full picture or have the whole idea. And other idioms, and this is key to keep in mind, it's not just spill the tea, but in English we could also say spill the beans, spill it in general, it being the gossip. In other words, give me the scoop. Sometimes reporters for newspapers or TV or other forms of media would be like, give me the scoop, tell me what happened, give me your perspective. So give me the scoop is another one that we use in light of spill the tea, and dish the dirt. So we're not dishing dirt out, we're not handing people dirt, physical dirt from the ground. We're saying dish is kind of giving the dirt out, or giving me the details. Dishing the detail, maybe not dishing the details, but it's another word. It's another idiom for giving the details or spilling the tea. So we got spill the beans, not actually spilling beans like the food, or the beans on the ground. We're not spilling anything physically, but spill the tea, spill the beans, spill it. Tell me. And give me the scoop. You're not getting a scoop of ice cream, right? We're not scooping ice cream. We're not giving me the scoop of ice cream. And we're not giving each other dirt, right, from the ground. These are all idioms that mean tell me the gossip. Tell me what you heard. Tell me what you saw. Give me the best that you can. Now, I'm not saying gossip is entirely bad, but it can be hurtful. So be careful. You don't know the whole story. Could be some not lies in there, but you don't know if it's 100% true, so you got to make sure you verify it. And be careful. If you gossip about someone, they could gossip about you. So be careful when you spill the tea. But it is a popular idiom. I'd have to see if it's popular in the United Kingdom or in Great Britain. I've heard it here in the U.S., but also I've heard spill the beans, give me the scoop, dish the dirt, spill it, those kind of idioms. So we're not spilling anything physically, but metaphorically, or for this idiomatic expression, we're telling someone some gossip we heard about someone or something, and we know that person you want to tell it to, it's of their interest or of use to hear it, right? So once again, that's spill the tea. And I apologize again, folks, for the error. The double L should be here, and again, that should be the S there. But these are little mistakes that even I have to fix sometimes. So that is spill the tea. So thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you tuning in to these Idiom of the Week videos in our English Expressions series. Please check out our other great YouTube videos on our channel, from learning the entire English alphabet from the letter A all the way to Z, to fixing your sentence errors to improve your English language grammar. Don't forget to hit the like button for this video below, or hit the subscribe button as well below to follow us here on our English from A to Z YouTube channel. If you have any questions or would like to subscribe to our official newsletter, please go to our website, www.englishfromatoz.com/newsletter. Thanks again so much for watching this Idiom of the Week video on Spill the Tea, and I'll see you soon for another English Idiom of the Week video. Take care now. Bye-bye.